Okie doke. I have 8 spells now. I think they're kind of cool. Added light. It's cooler when it's dark, but we can see it in a sec here. I have a debug camera too now. I don't remember the last thing I showed. I updated sounds for stuff, but here you go. Light spawn. Light go. It'll go wherever you want it to. Light come. This brings it back to the player. And it'll follow you around, just like when you spawn it. Light vanish. It'll go away. It has its sound effects now. Magic missile. So now this has its own little test sounds. Freeze. Freeze. Fire blast. Magic missile. Fire blast. Freeze. Fire blast. Fireball. Fire blast. Fire blast. And we can see that they all interact with each other. Recover. Recover. Cool. Freeze. Got the debuff with this. What else? Shield. Magic missile. Fireball. Freeze. That blocks everything. Maybe I have a durability for it, but I don't know. It seems kind of cool to just have it as like as an option, especially if I don't limit how many spells you have. I have no idea. It feels cool being able to have a fucking repertoire of spells. Just be able to hurl that shit at somebody, especially when it's night. Can't see shit. Light spawn. This is nice. Oh, all the spells also light their way now. Magic missile. Like that. I need to tweak how the light works because it's not lit. Well, like if I give the light strength, I think it's, what is it? There's a value. I'm just going to pretend, oh, there's a freeze from very far away. Way, way, way out there. Freeze. You can see it way out there. I need to make it so once they're so far away, they go away because it doesn't work right now. What else? Brothers. I don't know why it's so funny to me. I kind of want stars in the sky. That would be cool. I also kind of want to be able to see the light, so maybe I have it go in front of the player a little. I'm not really sure where I want it, but it doesn't matter. It's just a tiny little thing right now. No polish. Oh yeah, let's show the rest of the lighting. Oh, so the strength. So if I put strength of 1,000 on my light spell, well, see, that's the tough part. Light come. Oh yeah, and this is true. That's why I like it. Light go. I can send it and go in light areas and then flank around. Invisibility. Invisibility. Fireball. Oh, see? Fire blast. Basically, I have to tweak the values. So for that spell right there, the lighting number is like 1,000. But for my light spell, it's like 5,000. Because I don't know what the ratio is. Oh, that's a nice light. It's, I think the ratio is exponential. Or maybe it's linear, but it depends on the scale. Long story short, there are many, many, many more, or many fewer particles here than there are in the Fire Blast spell. Light Vanish. So many more particles in this spell than the other spell, which means the scale, to get it the same brightness, needs to be way higher for the light. See, and this is the tough part too. Maybe I make the words more unique because even at its most sensitive, it still adds on little, like a 1-syllable word. It's tough for it to, it's able to tell. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter unless you actually say, because if I say light, nothing happens. If I say light po, oh, even then, okay. Light spawn. See, this is what I like. I want to be in a dungeon and you have to rely on lights and it's dark outside and fireball, magic missile, fire blast, freeze, freeze, magic missile, shield, invisibility. I got hit once. Freeze, recover, light go, fireball. You can use your light to go and light the way and then you can go and do some shit. I don't know why it went there. I have no idea. Light come. And one fix is you can just bring it with you. I'm not going to have it collide with the surroundings because there's no way to really make it always go into a safe spot. Like if I do light go, it picks there. Of course, it's going to go through the wall until it gets about where it needs to be. And I have it so it doesn't go exactly where it hits. It backs up a little bit. Otherwise, it would always just go into the wall of wherever it goes, or at least part of it would go there. Oh my God. I need to... Oh, it's just because the lighting is not strong enough. So, oh, interesting. I guess that's where the light fall off part is? Or maybe that's just the lighting setting? I'm not sure. Because right here, it should still be darker. It is when I'm looking at the light. But when I'm not looking at the light, ooh, that's something that I need to work on. Okay. But that's the state of things. So we have all these spells now. We have, let me make sure I'll do it in multiplayer too in a second. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, it's in a different place. Right here versus here. Okay. So if we do, actually, fuck it. Let's just do it that way real quick. Okay. I was like, it felt way, way laggier a second ago. The frame should still be fine. I mean, this doesn't really show anything, but we'll just go viewport mode. All right. Cool. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So really, I should unlock it, but it's fine for now. What am I doing? Messages. Yeah, let's do a little or actually, let me show you the spells real fast. Okay, so we have 8 spells. Invisibility, obvious. Recover, obvious. Shield, Fire Blast. Don't know what I'm going to do with this guy yet, but Fireball, Freeze, Magic Missile, and Light. Light's kind of complex because it has 4 separate commands. You can spawn it. You can make it move. You can bring it back to you. So you can, it's tethered here off spawn, but you can move it, and then you can bring it back to where it spawns, and then you can also destroy it. And then there's Fireball, Fire Blast. Let's see. I mean, that's it. Nothing super crazy. With Light, how it works. Basically, I'll just tell you. So with Light, we spawn it, so we create an actor, and then I was worried about making a socket, because I'm not going to have this mesh forever, this is just the default Unreal Engine shit. I didn't want to create a socket on here and bind it to it. Turns out you can just add a component to a component, which is nice. I haven't done that before. So, or not that I remember. Actually, no, I didn't. I was doing a Western game just to test with a buddy, because I had never done GitHub or anything like that, or collaboration with anybody. And I was working with him for like a month on this little Western game, just fucking around. It was really like 2 weeks, honestly. It was probably about 2 weeks. And I made a revolver and animated it and stuff. Or well, I got a revolver. Granted, it was AI generated. I'm not using AI in anything ever. But besides maybe for advice, like earlier, what was I trying to find out? What was I trying to do? Oh, I was trying to get wait, what was it? Yesterday it was interpolation. Today, what was it? I used perplexity a second ago. What was it for? Oh, it was for, I was asking to see if I could get, here. I was asking to see if I could get properties from a Niagara variable, but you can only set them. You can't actually go into the Niagara from whatever holds the Niagara. For example, this light, the only way it's going to know what the scale, which is a custom Niagara variable that I have in the system, and I have it multiplying by the Niagara scale. So when I set it here, if I set it to 0 here, it multiplies whatever the actual value is in the Niagara by 0, and it's nothing. And if I multiply by 1, it's whatever the default value is in there. So I can make it fade in and fade out over time. So I can scale it up, scale it down, so that when I spawn it or I make it vanish, it smoothly comes in and it smoothly comes out. I started by making it fade in from the get-go, but having it just abruptly go out, I didn't like it, especially not if there's a sound effect tied to it. It's not good. This part's not important. Basically, we create it, and then I have a little scene component here. It's light. It's just called light location. It's just a scene. I guess that's the default little basic empty component you can have, and I put it about where I'd want it, but maybe we do like, maybe I put it somewhere that the camera can look at. So we do this, because I think it was here. So if you look up, I'm not really sure why you can't. I guess it rotates with the player, right? So if you rotate this way and you look up, oh. Wait, but it's parented to the capsule. So if I look up, it should be fine. I thought it was parented to the camera for a sec. So if I look up, it goes over here. But no, okay. I'll do that. I'll spawn it kind of in front. I don't know. I'm not going to think about it too much. I'd rather have it be like to the side a little. Like up and to the left would be kind of cool. Fuck it. Let's just see what it looks like real quick. Oops. Light spawn. Light spawn. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you can just look up and see him. Cool. Oh, and you can have maybe different colors and shit. Cosmetic action. Light, go. Wait, what? Why did he? Light, come. What was he doing? Why did he come from that angle? Felt like maybe weird. Light, go. Oh, I guess because he just linearly goes there. So I was expecting him to kind of, I don't know, go over and then down, but it's fine. So, what else? What else was I doing? I think I was just describing what happens, right? Yeah, you create him. Then you bind him up here, so he stays there. And then, so we've bound him, we've attached him to this component, and then I need a function to move him somewhere. So basically, I do a line trace from the character, which is what you can currently see, but I'm going to turn that debug off because this is the one that's doing it. So I made a little quick function here just called player line trace from distance. Basically, pass in some distance and then get a line trace that far. That way, I can just say, hey, line trace from this far, and then just return what I hit and the location. So really, this should just be location via line trace from distance or something like that, but it's fine. What am I doing a line trace for? Probably to get something. So fuck it, it's fine. So, and maybe we do out hit actor too, but it's cool. So, what do we do? In order to send him somewhere, we have to 1, make sure he's valid, 2, detach him from us, but keep him exactly where he is in the world so he doesn't jolt off anywhere, and he smoothly goes where he needs to go. We'll get the properties. In this case, it's the distance, the maximum spell distance, the distance for spells. For light, in this case, the property is how far he can go. And right now it's like 1,000 or something. I actually don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's fine. It's in the data table somewhere. And then, so we get that. We get a location. And then we get the light, him looking at it. We get his direction. That way he travels in that direction. I add his velocity to that. So we get the location. And actually, hold on. What's the point here? What was the point of this? Wait. Oh, so this, if I initially I just did this and I told him to move there, and moving is just interpolating every tick to get him there. Or actually, it's a timeline, not a tick, because it's more efficient. But I didn't want him to hit the wall. So if I said go, he would go, and then he would go inside the wall, because the middle of the sphere would go inside, would touch the wall, because that's him. He is the middle, the center. And if his center hits something, then he's going to be inside it, and I don't want that. I'd rather say, hey, go here and stop a little outside. So what do? We have to get the direction he's going, which is get his location, make him look where he needs to go, and then get that direction. That way, once he goes there, we can back his ass off a little bit. So we find the location, and we have this location, and we find the direction for him. So he's here, the location's here. We go along that vector, and we just back it up. How much do we back it up? It's this little light safety offset so that he doesn't go inside whatever the target is. And in this case, it's just negative 100. So back it up 1 meter. Easy peasy. 100 centimeters. Cool. And then if he's valid again, because maybe I do the trace and it becomes invalid. Maybe I say go and then I make him vanish and whatever. This is probably not needed, but I do it just in case. Anytime we're going to use something and move it, I mean, this is basically a pointer to the light. So anytime I use it, I should always make sure that it's valid. Just like validating a pointer, that it's not pointing to null. Specifically, it's not a null pointer before you use it. So this is just C++ safety, but more convenient to do this all in blueprints. It's so fast. It's great. Meaning so fast to iterate. And apparently the performance hits are negligible, so fuck it. But the understanding is extremely helpful now. So I haven't had any errors really at all because of C++ knowledge that I have now. So we can move them there. And this also goes with the player. So it goes for the player. So if I want to move him somewhere, then I move him and I send the target. But if I want to move him back to the player, I just don't put a location and I just put return to player. Instead of having two separate functions to call, I just say move the light. Where are we moving him? Is it to a target? Yes. Is it not and it's to a location? Okay, me. So it's either leave this blank and set this true, or leave this blank and set this true. Boom. And then we can destroy, and all that is it's a little timeline. It plays the sound, it fades him out with a timeline, and once he's invisible, then it actually destroys him. That's the easy part. Literally, timeline, fades him out, then destroys him. But the moving is a little more complex. Basically, we check to see, hey, we save whether we're supposed to go to the player or whether we're supposed to go to a location, and we save what that location is. If we're already moving, we need to stop whatever timers are already going to stop moving. And then we choose which function is our timer going to call every tick. Is it going to be slowly move him back towards the player every tick? It's not every tick. It's 1 out of 100 seconds. So it's 100th of a second, 100 times a second, which is not bad. Or are we going to move him to the target? So is it to the player, back to me to go up here? Or is it to wherever I'm telling him to go? Well, to do this, we do a little select. So we check. Well, if we're returning to player, we're just going to go to the player. If we're not, we're going to go to the location. And we have different functions here. We also have a basic move function that all of these use, and it just moves it to the target. It says, hey, where's your target? Here. Go set the actor location to be wherever it is, wherever it already is. Hold. Wherever it already is. And really, this should be like that. That's better. Set the location to be wherever it already is, plus a little bit further. And I use Perplexity to find out how to do the math for this because I don't know. So we get a normalized vector to make sure that when we're adding vectors together, because we're subtracting vectors here, we don't want to subtract their strengths. So like if I add forward and right movement inputs and you press them both, you're going to go diagonally, but you're actually going to go in this speed plus this speed, which is not what you want. You want to go in the same speed in any direction because you can only walk so fast. So speed, walking speed should not be determined by direction. In this case, we get where he currently is, subtract that from the location, and that will tell you something. Because I'm cool with vectors when we're talking about arrows, but when we're simply talking about positions, no. It seems like this is the direction that we need to go. Somehow, if I'm here, and I subtract this from oh, that makes sense. If I subtract point A from point B, then I get the direction into point A. Something like this, right? Or is it the direction into point B? Regardless, it must be the direction into point B, right? And then we get a little bit in that direction. So we have the speed that we wanted to travel, which is set via what? The construction script, maybe? Oh, I just didn't have it. It wasn't up here for some reason. I don't know why. But yes, so the speed is set by the spell. So we go by that speed, and how frequently? We just pass it with the frequency of the tick. So I'll just do 0.01. And I'm going to make this a variable. We'll do light move tick frequency. Light move tick seconds. We'll do that. We'll say compile 0.01, 0.01. This is how frequently we need to be moving. And then the time, right? This is how often to call this. Okay, I like putting things under now. It's satisfying. It's nice and neat. Cool. Close enough. Look it out. So we'll do this order because that's the best order. So we get the difference in the positions, and then we go in that direction. So I guess if you subtract A from B, hold on, the point is you're subtracting where you are from where you need to go, and that somehow gets a vector towards where you need to go. I'm not familiar on the specifics though. I took calculus-based physics 1 and 2. I had a bunch of chemistry stuff. I was a chem major. Yeah, no sir. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. I didn't learn. It's like just not learning multiplication or something. Maybe I can grasp the principle if I have to, like, if I learn it. But right now, 2 times 58, whatever. I could add up a bunch of things and figure it out, but this, whatever, it's fine. Doesn't matter. All right, it's a shortcoming of mine. I'll remedy it when it needs remedying. Sorry, I didn't take linear algebra or any of that stuff. So, and that's probably not even what's needed. So, all right, so we move the guy a little bit further, okay? And then we say, did we get there or not? Well, how do we tell if we got there? I just have a little threshold. It's called the light target reached distance. It's just half a meter, 50 centimeters. And I just say, hey, is the distance between where this light is and the target less than 50? Cool, we have arrived. So it will go until then. Well, why are we returning has arrived? Because the functions that actually call this movement helper function, I guess these are the helper functions, but the ones that actually call this movement stop moving if we didn't return, or if we haven't arrived yet, because we need to call again. But if we have arrived, then we're going to kill all the timers and stop moving. That's it. Sorry, we're not going to stop moving. We're going to we're not going to return anything. We're just going to, well, I guess we're going to return nothing. And if we return nothing, the timer is going to continue. But if we do get there, then we clear the timers, done, and we do other stuff. I'll start with the moving to the location. So we pass the location and we use the target. We move to whatever the target is. We don't have to specify it here. And then once we get there, we clear the timers. And if we didn't get there, the timer will just continue ticking until we eventually get there. Excuse me, I thought I was going to burp. It was like I burped, but I didn't need to or something. Excuse me, that was weird. So, and then if we are bringing the light back to the player, then the target by default is set to be whatever the location is, just in case. But we want to override that sometimes. So instead of evaluating this Boolean and having like a if whatever the fuck then doing, I'm just setting this and it's getting overwritten if we're moving it back to the player. So by default, if I call move light and I pass it yes, go to the player, and I pass it nothing, so no location, that's 0, 0, 0, then it's 0, 0, 0 is going to get overwritten anyway, and it's fine. So every time this function gets called to move it a little bit towards the player, we're going to, one, get where the player is now, because I don't want to be here, and I say, light come, and I move, and then the light comes to where I was. I want it to come to where I am now. So every time we call this, I want to get where the player is again now. And it knows which player, because when we create it, we pass in owning player. That is not in the construction script, but it's exposed. Yes, it's exposed on spawn and instance editable. So each light has its own player that it has, and it's exposed on spawn. So when you create it, you can instantly set it instead of creating it and then setting it after. And a construction script is just the constructor, and it's the same as initializing something via an initializer list in a constructor before the constructor actually gets called. Meaning that instead of it's like I guess it's kids. It's literally children, right? When you're making children and the sperm and the egg combine, right? The guy and the lady, right? And they fuse, there are predetermined characteristics that the second they fuse, the child has those properties right at the moment the child exists at conception here. So we've got the dad's genetics at whatever, maybe the mom's a fucking wizard and the dude's a giant, and they meet and boom, the construction script. Before the constructor's even called, the child has those properties. Boom, the little microscopic baby has those properties. Insta. And then the event graph comes, and this is right after the child has come into existence. So right when is the construction script, and everything after is when the child's going on. So the second after consumption. Or not consumption, conception, bro. Do not eat the child. Okay, here we go. So so the owning player is passed in at construction time, or not here, but at spawn via the actual creation of it, the spawn actor, right? Boom. Passing the player in is the owning player. And then we move to the player which the target has been updated to now be this. So it will move to this. And then I was thinking for a second if an interface would be better for this. I don't think so. And then, right? Yes, because we need to get the light location too, but we could interface that. I don't think it's any better though. And once, if we don't arrive, well, this timer is going to keep on ticking and it's going to call it again. And it's going to try and move again. Oh, we're still not there. It's going to go back, tick again, call it again, and keep on going. Eventually, it's going to say true. We are close enough to the player. We are within 50, or well, it's actually a local variable. We are within 50 centimeters. Or hold on, local variables. Where are they hidden? There it is. Within 50 centimeters. Eventually, we're there. Yes, we're here. Now, clear all the timers. Custom little function I have just to clear as many timers as I want to put into it. It's not really as many, but I don't want to put a fucking array in there and then have to make an array every time. Oh, fuck off. So I just had 3. You're never going to clear 3 timers. That's so many, or more than 3. That's crazy. I think invisibility, I do clear 3. Oh, and I need to update invisibility to use this now too. And then, once we have reached the player again, and it should be there, it needs to get locked back in place. So, what do? We're going to attach it back to the player, which is the owning player's light location. Boom. And now it is locked back in. So, we could see that like this. Light spawn, light go, light come, comes back, and then boom, snaps back within a reasonable distance. I don't want it to have to go exactly there because then it'll always follow you around forever and it'll never reach you. So, I mean, not unless you literally stand still forever. Because right now you're significantly faster than it. I don't want light to be like, I want it to kind of go somewhere. Like the light spell in Dark and Darker feels nice. You cast it and ding, it makes this little ding sound and it goes. That's nice. So, that's there. I need to, okay, try it with multiple people. How far away? Oof, oh, only 20 minutes. Damn, I've been yapping. Okay, so we'll do this and we'll do pi for 2 windows. Half. Create the game. Join the game. Oh, frames are way better. Okay, cool. Right now I'm not worrying about any optimization or anything. I'm just making things with the best programming principles that I know how. And then from 6 months of studying C++ on the other channel. And then I'll worry about optimization as stuff comes in and as I learn more things, I'll go through and fix stuff. Because right now it's the best thing I've learned from Alex, who made learncpp.com, is make the shit work, make the code work so that you can actually achieve something and then improve it. And as you get better and better, you'll be making things from scratch or making things from in the first place better than you were before. And you can get better at optimizing them. So you'll make things that need less optimization because they're already made more optimally. But make the thing first. Don't fucking struggle and make it perfect. The inventory system has to be exactly perfect, optimized the most way or the best way, and then it works. No. Just make the thing first and then go. And maybe take a little bit of time to try and make it work as good as you can. But okay, all right. And I also made it so that you can press L to do this, and it works for both players. Light spawn. Nice. See, here's the thing. I guess people are just so, light doesn't reflect off the player because I have a custom material. I need to figure out how to add that and just get better with materials in general. Light vanish. Ooh. Actually, okay, that's interesting. I think it actually is kind of, it might just be because there are two of these. Light is kind of laggy. Maybe. I can't tell. Light spawn. Yeah, it feels like it's a lot laggier, but I can't tell if it's really going to be laggier or not. Or actually, it's only laggier on the one client. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Well, because I can't imagine that 2 would just surpass this threshold. I don't think it was any laggier when it was just 1, but we'll test. Okay, so we'll do both light go. Right. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot it doesn't make sounds when you move it around. Light come. Then it'll come back to both. Okay, invisibility. So we're both invisible. Fireball. Now we can both see each other. Shield. Magic missile. All of those work. Magic missile. And they track and hit him. Recover. Oh, he's already dead. He can't heal anymore. But I can heal. Recover. Freeze. Actually, this won't change. Well, actually, will this? Freeze. Freeze. No, he's already dead. He can't take any more damage. But, what else? Everything else is fine. So, fireball. Magic missile. Oh, wait, he can't cast. Fuck. Well, oops. He's gonna get hit. I sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, I guess when he dies, his light should probably go away too. Oh, let's do that. So, on death, damage received, and maybe I have a thing that calls, like, death. Maybe we do that. Custom event on death. Please. On death. Player death. I mean, this should be on the server, right? Well, it doesn't need to be replicated because it's going to get called by the server anyways. So when the player dies, so this is true, health is less than 0, print is dead, but instead we're just going to call player death. Player death. Okay. So we'll print that the player is dead. And we will, actually, I guess I should have just done this. Something like that. Should be like that. This should be at the end. Invisibility should be appearing now because the player's dead. And then we'll also, if the light is here, destroy. So we could, we'll just call that then. We'll call light vanish. Only if it's valid though. We'll say, oh wait, actually light vanish already checks if it's valid. Duh, it has to. What the fuck happened here? Damn, I got a lot of shit. Oh, here's the light stuff. Okay. Light vanish makes sure that it's valid. Okay, cool. This is good. All right. Oh, that's good. All right, cool. So we can do that. All right, let's make sure that works real fast. Light spawn. Yeah, it's no lag here at all. I think it's just a Pi thing, having multiple clients open, because it gets laggy. I think it's just because the editors, it feels like these Pi windows are a lot laggier than other shit, but I don't know. I probably have to benchmark it and see how laggy this shit actually is, because I want the game to be able to run at 240, easy. Needs to be super easy. Granted, it's probably hard on Unreal, but... Alright, freeze. Magic missile. Oh, it did get laggier there, actually. Okay, interesting. I'll have to figure this out. Or see if it's actually even bad at all, or if it's just some debug shit, that's fine. Which I'm thinking, because I've never experienced any performance drops at all in single player. So double, I mean, sure, maybe, like, if I'm already here, and then I double this, I'm past the threshold, but I don't know, it feels unlikely. So we can do... What? Oh, fireball. Or light spawn. Wait, what? Oh, it did hurt him. Okay, good. I was wondering why this guy didn't take damage. Duh, I shot him. Hello? Fireball. Fireball. Oh, because he hit himself from his own thing. See, and that killed it. Cool. Light. Light go. Wait, what? Oh, because it thought. Light spawn. Wait, not spawn. It already exists. Light come. Light vanish. Light spawn. Oh, it didn't make sound? Light spawn. Light vanish. Oh, here we go. Wait, okay, that's interesting. Light spawn. Light vanish. Oh, the timeline stuff isn't working. Is this not a server event? Is this why? Hold. Is a server event? What's different about my spawn? something need to replicate or something? Or is it always funky on the client? I guess we can test if the server's thing is always wonky, then it's a full client thing. We'll see. Because maybe timelines aren't executed and maybe the client needs to do some on-rep shit to update it. But I figured the actor itself would do it. So we're the client now. We're going to look at the server and we're going to do light spawn. So that's fine. Light vanish. So that part is not working. Light spawn. Light vanish. Light spawn. Light vanish. Light spawn. Light vanish. Light spawn. Light vanish. Interesting. Oh wait, shit, I didn't look at the, damn it. I didn't look from the server's perspective to see if it was fine on the server's end. The client's end was whack, but I didn't check to see the server's end. Stupid. I'm still getting in the habit of this replication stuff. And maybe I need to reduce a bunch of particle effects, like just reduce how many there are in all these spells, I don't know. So now we're the client, or the server. Light spawn. Light vanish. So it works for the server. Light spawn. Light vanish. Right here, we can check the difference. Light spawn. Light vanish. So the client does not see that properly. So on begin play, it sees this. Let's play from start, update. Is it because it's specifically called from there? Does it mean that it must it be replicated? Is that the point? Because the whole thing is replicated and this isn't replicated? Is it really so simple? Or maybe execute on server. Well, but it's an event that's being called. But maybe, I don't know, let's just test this. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of trial and error with this replication stuff. There isn't much example documentation, at least not for my use cases. I need to finish this as fast as possible and then, fuck it, it's fine. And then get back to C++. Light spawn. Light vanish. Yeah, okay, so that was not the solution. I figured it wasn't, because it's gonna happen the same way anyway. Alright. So when this guy spawns, it does this. And when this happens, it does this. The point is that the client doesn't do. So my question is, why is this part fine for the client, but this part is not? Is there anything different on the player's side? Light spawn executes on server. Light vanish executes on the server. Does this and calls that. Because this spawns that in the world. And on begin play, it runs this timeline, which updates the scale in this guy. But maybe, does it really need to be replicated so that each player sees it? I would think that so does it really need to be rep notify? Are you sure? Or well, not, I guess not rep notify, but Well, maybe this light scale part. So that it's done on each client that sees it. Because my question is, why is this setting fine, but setting it here is not fine? Is it because stuff that's on begin play executes on all clients automatically, whereas server events that call these are not? Does it mean that this should actually be multicast so that each client sees what's happening because this is an animation and not some replicated thing? What if we try multicast? So a server event that then executes this on all. I think this is probably the solution. Let's make sure it still works here. Light spawn, light vanish. Still works here. Because we did have to do that for Niagara particles for recover. All right, let's find out if it works and then I can think about it. Light spawn, light vanish. Nice. Light spawn, light vanish. Okay, that is the answer. And maybe it's this multicasting shit that's actually lagging things. But no, I guess not. It has to just be particle stuff. But again, I don't know how laggy it is. So I need to add an FPS counter now. I think that's my next thing. Add an FPS counter on the top right of the game and make it so you can press a button to turn it on and off, and maybe have like a little hotkey thing that tells you all the possible commands. And then have a thing that loops through each one of them and says it or shows it or displays them, something like that. Not quite rebindable yet, but at some point. That way I can test it in single player on this packaged shipped and see what my frames are. And then I can assume that someone else's are probably similar. And then I can join up and test that too. So, okay, I'm going to add an FPS thing right now. Bye.